evening, everyone. How you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, also known as Mag. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. How is everyone? Let's see who's in the chat. Starting right at the beginning here, nice and early, 15 minutes early. Kindred, good evening. Great to see you. Gozzo, literally turning up straight after Kindred. Good to see you. Dan Game Tank is here, but he's lurking over on Twitch. Good to see you. Flame, great to see you. Retro Jazar over on YouTube. Welcome on in. Sticky Knievel, hello, lovely. How you doing? Great to see you. Catherine, first time here. Welcome on in over on YouTube as well. Jelly Fruit. There we go. Yes, we've started. There we go. Everyone was like, has it started? Has it started? It has started. We are live. We are live. Great to see you. There you go. Welcome on in, Jellyfruit. Good to see you. There you go. Oh, yeah. Watching on YouTube as well. Welcome on in. We have got a jam-packed show for you this week with a load of new games and gaming news and a wonderful guest. But as always, I can't do this show alone. I've got to have my co-host who knows the most. So please welcome the one and only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. How's everyone in chat? Hope you're all doing well.
I think we've got a good chat kicking off already. People are there. People are there. Jellyfruit says sub. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it over on YouTube. Thank you. Dave, what have you been up to? What have you been playing this week?
Oh, I've been playing through the DLC for Indiana Jones: The Great Circle, the Order of Giants DLC. Played that, finished it over the weekend.
Nice.
Not too bad. Quite enjoyed it. You know, nice little expansion. A few of the puzzles didn't quite, gel with me. So I ended up cheating a little bit with the walkthrough just to get through because, sometimes in these puzzle games, the puzzles just click and you can just flow through and get them perfectly. Other times you're kind of thinking, what does he want me to do? Don't get it at all. I had a few puzzles like that. So I gave it a bit of time. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to get through the damn game. Too much else waiting in the backlog to play. Let's find a walk through an IGN or something like that and just cheat our way through. So I did that. But as I say, for the most part, it was quite fun. Enjoyed it. And then apart from that, it's pretty much still been Battlefield 6. Still enjoying that, and they're still bringing out more content for that. So a new map came out today, the new mode. So try the new map. Haven't tried the new mode yet, but the new map seems pretty good. Set in like a sort of Californian suburb with a nice golf course there for you to tear around on in your tanks. Nice. You're really going to piss off the greenskeeper because those tanks ain't going to leave it in a good state. But it is good. It is more of the sort of chaos you expect from Battlefield. So I can see myself sticking with that, easily for the rest of the year, no question.
I think we're going to have probably answer the question of which is better, Battlefield 6 or the new Call of Duty, which we are going to be talking about later on this show. But we'll save that question till later. We'll unveil that. But obviously, Battlefield 6 massively kind of it's done really well. Battlefield 6 has done really, really well. So I think it's gonna. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Anything else you've been playing?
No, just those two, mate. I haven't had time for anything else, unfortunately.
No.
How about yourself? What you been on?
I've been playing. I'm just going to say, I'm going to just say to Jellyfruit, my email's in my YouTube. If you want to drop me a message about that, feel free, and we can have a chat about it. I've been playing more Ninja Gaiden 4, so I'm very close to finishing that. But last night, started playing the Outer Worlds 2. And as someone who didn't like the first game, I was kind of intrepid. Like, am I gonna? I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to try and hammer through the rest of Ninja Gaiden 4 to literally jump onto that and play a lot more of that. I really like it, and it's kind of like there's some other games I've not quite finished, and I've just gone, well, I can't be bothered to finish them because they're not as interesting. Like Borderlands 4, I am so bored of. I can't tell you how boring that game is on so many levels. So I'm just like, yeah, that can wait. So Outer Worlds 2, a pleasant surprise. So I'm going to try and hammer through as much of that as possible. So yeah, want to do that. Kindred says, after playing the new Black Ops 7, it's an easy answer. Well, Kindred, tell us a little bit later on which one you prefer. Dave Johnson, welcome on in. It says, okay, who let them schedule another TNGC? Well, you, because you're technically my management. So that answers that question. Iquel, good evening. How you doing? Great to see you. But welcome to everyone who's watching on YouTube and Twitch. I also have to say, and there's a couple of things we do this. Want to thank our sponsor for this month, because we have got a sponsor. So I've got to do the we got to basically do all this to get paid. We are sponsored by a mobile game, History of Heroes. For those of you that are watching on Twitch, exclamation history in the chat on Twitch. We'll give you a link. Download the game. It's absolutely free. You've got a number of challenges to try and complete before the 3rd of December. And if you do, it helps support the thing. Dave, thank you for doing that. I'll also drop that link in the YouTube chat as well, for people if you fancy supporting the channel. But there you go. Danka, welcome on in over on YouTube. So I'm going to literally just post that in now for all the people on YouTube. Feel free to do that. And we'd like to thank History of Heroes for being our sponsors for this month on the show. So thank you to them. We've also got another little sponsor we mentioned, but we'll talk about them later, because me and Dave got to get paid somehow.
Indeed.
There you go. Can I start cheating yet, Mag? Says Dave. No, we haven't even done the scores yet. We haven't done the scores. We'll explain. Jellyfruit, my email. I'm going to send you my email, dude. I'm going to put it now to you. Do that. Email me about what you want to do, and there you go, Jellyfruit. You can email me, and then we can chat about what you might want to collab on. Absolutely fine. There you go. So, without further ado, let's bring our guest. Dave Johnson will email me too. Yeah, he emails me abuse. Yes, because he's my management. So there you go. Without further ado, let's get our wonderful guest in. Now, I'm going to say, I met this gentleman back in summer of last year at Nottingham Video Games Expo. Amy and Alex's, I should say Alex and Amy, actually, not Alex, but yeah, Amy and Alex's event. Since then, I've met him at a number of different events. He came to Timeless and was greatly appreciative of that. But he not only is he a wonderful content creator and streamer, you might not know. I know some of you in the chat know, because I know you're watching, but you might not know that he has released his first game back in August. Self-published, self-produced, the whole lot. It's amazing. We're going to show it off. So please welcome our guest. And I'm also going to say a very special thank you to him, because our original guest couldn't make it. And he stepped in, and after having a conversation at Format with him, he was like, if you need me, I'll step in. And he's done exactly that. So a big shout out to the wonderful Azzavhar. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening. How's it going?
Great to see you. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Look at that. And as if by magic, the links are there in the chat. You can basically find all his social media links and the Steam page to his new game, which we're going to talk about shortly. I want to say thank you to Rob Rion. Thank you for the follow. Also to Danny May. Thank you for the follow. Rob Rion is Mr. Azzavhar. There you go.
That's the video game warriors jumping on in. Rob Rion, how's it going? Good to see you.
He's going to have his whole entourage appearing on the channel, which is fantastic. And we like it when we have other people's communities and entourages and fans. It's all good. Gozzo saying hello, pal.
Gozzo, how's it going? We've got Danny May with a follow as well. Welcome.
Yeah,
welcome.
Danny May.
Hope you did all right.
Also, Beam Me Up Betty has just followed.
So another video game warrior jumping on in. Beam Me Up Betty, how's it going?
It's awesome to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And also, Azza, thank you so much for being here. So for people who might not know who you are, tell them about, let's start with your streaming career and your YouTube career. Let's start with that, and then we'll get to the stuff about the new game.
It's a long story, really. I've been at it 10 years, more than 10 years. So yeah, it started with I actually started running events, very similar to yourself.
Okay,
and then went into some Twitch TV live streaming, and then went into some YouTube videos and stuff like that. Started streaming in 2015.
Yeah.
So originally, the first game that I ever live streamed was I had a friend that wanted to see a game called Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. So that was the first game that I ever live streamed. Highly recommend that game, by the way. Please play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines if you get a chance. It's an absolute classic. Yeah, custom characters and stuff like that. You can like do different ways of playing the game, different vampires, different skills. It's a very good game. Highly recommend it. There's loads to tell you. I don't know. This started making YouTube videos, and there's all sorts of stuff to say, really, dude.
But... Yeah, I was going to ask you because we obviously we talked about the. I'm going to say the new game, Bloodlines 2. Have you had a chance to play that? I want to know your thoughts on if you're a big fan of the first.
I haven't had a chance to touch it just yet. I need to find out if I need to find out how much like character customization and skill customization there is, because the reason that Bloodlines 1 was so successful was because it's basically developed very similar to the original Fallout games, like Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, where you can approach any situation in the game very, very differently depending on how you build your skill set out. So, for example, in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1, there's a certain vampire skill where you can be like very stealthy, and you can go invisible, and you can approach things in a very stealthy way. But in contrast to that, you could also build your character so they were like quite they're classed as like attractive, and they're very persuasive, so you could like talk your way through a situation and talk your way through a mission to get what you want at the end of the mission. I don't know how much customization there is in Bloodlines 2. Hopefully as much as 1, fingers crossed.
I don't think there is. I did get to play the second one. I'm going to say I enjoyed it, but it's not what the first game is. It's Kindred agrees with me. He says I'd say it's less than 1. I tell you, I enjoyed it, but I think anyone who loved the first one may be disappointed by the second one. But anyone who's not played the first one, like me, I quite enjoyed the second one. I'm not going to lie. It was all right. It was all right.
Yeah, I mean, I will like it because it's Vampire the Masquerade, and I'm a Vampire the Masquerade fanboy, so I will buy anything they produce. It doesn't really matter. But if you want like an absolute banger game, play the first one.
Yeah, there you go. Kindred said 1 is better if you like Vampire the Masquerade. Now, obviously, you've been streaming and making content for 10 years now. How did you get into basically creating your own game? Because you've in August, you released your game, Loki the Lynx, which we're going to show the trailer in a minute for. So how did that come about?
Well, I've been obsessed with video games pretty much since birth. So like back in the day, I started gaming at 4 years old. Like I was the kid that sort of drew. I had like folders with A4 paper in these folders, and there was like I used to draw like level designs, character designs, and like how the enemies would approach the player in the levels, and like how the stories would progress through these games and stuff. So I've been making game designs since I was 4.
Blimey, okay.
So I'm now almost 40. So I thought it's now or never. I've got to get something cranked out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just had a bash at it basically. So like over the past few years, I started with like learning different coding languages and different game engines. So I learned a bit of like the Unreal Engine. I learned a bit of the Unity engine, and then learned some coding. So Unity uses C# as its coding language. I then learned another engine called Solaris, and that uses a coding language called Lua. And I tried all these different engines and coding languages, and I'm not gonna lie, learning coding is very difficult.
Right. Okay.
It wasn't until I eventually landed on Godot, and Godot has its own coding language that's just called Godot script, or sometimes abbreviated to GD script. And the reason that kind of clicked in place then was because I'd already had a couple of years of like learning some C# and learning some Lua, so I had like a general grasp on the concept of coding.
Yeah.
So with GD script, the reason that it clicked in my brain was because like how GD script has been created is like it piggybacks off of a language called C++, but it shaves off the stuff that you don't need.
Right.
So
Okay.
it like simplifies it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when I looked at GD script, it made a lot more sense because it only had what I needed to see to make a game.
Nice. Okay.
Whereas in contrast to that, if you looked at a language, for example, like C#, C# language is used for making games, but it's also like used for making everything else as well. So like with C# you could make software for hospitals.
Yeah.
You could like code all sorts of different things, like apps on your phone.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff. It can do like a massive variety of things, whereas GD script is like games.
Yeah.
So that's when it clicked, and I was like, I can do this.
Okay.
I'm going to go and do this.
So how long was the process from you going, right, I can do this now, to getting to the point of release back in August?
It was probably about 12 months of
Okay.
of like jumping into it. So I started just by learning some like Godot tutorials and like platformer tutorials and stuff like that. And then I started to get a character moving and stuff. I was like, okay, this is kind of like taking shape now at this point. Awesome. And then just built it from there. It's like really difficult to like explain because like it just builds as you go. So it's like you start off making a character that can move left and right.
Yeah.
And then you want to do other things, like now they want to collect something. Now they want to collect something to gain extra lives. Like, how do we keep track of extra lives? And the complexity of the game just builds and builds and builds. So it's like at the end, it's like ridiculously complex. And it's like one of those things where like if you move like one line of code,
It can.
You've got to be so careful because it can just mess up the whole game.
Dag says, I personally would love to understand coding. I'm just getting my head around Python.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I would like if you get a chance to learn coding, please learn it because it's like super useful. And I feel like the way that the world is headed with like technology and stuff, like it's such a useful skill to have. Even if you're not bothered about video games, you could use it to like make whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I think what's fun about it is like one of the selling points for me is like at first it looks like an alien language. It's like trying to learn ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. But once you get your head around it, it's actually really fun and quite creative. It's almost like creating, say, for example, creating a world in Minecraft and being that level of creative. It's kind of like that, but with typed text, because you can just make up anything you want and it just then exists.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
Well, should we see what all that text and coding made? Because we will play the trailer and then we'll tell people how you can get the game.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Let's run the trailer. This is Loki the Lynx. This came out in August. Let's have a look at the trailer now.
Join Loki the Lynx on an epic new adventure as he leaps into action to rescue his friends from the dastardly Dr. Amygdala. Run, jump, spin, slide, climb, and blast your way through 5 vibrant worlds, each bursting with unique challenges. Make your way through a lively forest filled with bouncy mushrooms. Blast through an enchanting crystal cave using powerful cannons. Feel the heat as you dodge sizzling lava in an explosive volcano. Slide carefully over slippery ice in a frosty snow cavern. Stay sharp as you navigate quicksand and hidden traps in a mysterious desert. And outsmart crafty robots while riding conveyor belts in a wacky factory. Keep your eyes peeled for colorful coins and hidden keycards. You'll need them to unlock secrets and advance through Loki's journey. Packed with hilarious moments, lovable characters, and thrilling platforming fun, Loki the Lynx is the adventure you've been waiting for. Are you ready to help Loki save the day? Loki the Lynx, jump into the fun.
There you go. So there's the trailer for Loki the Lynx. Amanda, good evening. How are you, lovely? Great to see you as always. Let me just bring up the Steam page. So if anyone is interested in getting the game, it is less than £13 on Steam right now. As I say, went on sale on the 5th of August. Let's bring up there. But if I can get the mods to bring up the link as well so people can click on the link. Because we have done shows where people have literally bought the games literally as we're doing the show, and that would be amazing if we did that. But here is the Steam page, and if you do buy the game, please leave a review because we'd greatly appreciate that. There's the links in the chat for the Twitch. If anyone's interested, we will drop those links into the YouTube as well. But yeah, how does it feel that you've now got a game out as well?
I am very happy. Yes, I have wanted, like I say, I've wanted to do that since I was 4 years old.
Yeah,
it's been brewing for quite some time. So yes, I'm very, very proud of it. Just to throw this out there, Steam doesn't class a game as positive or good unless it has 10 positive reviews first. So it's currently got 8.
We need 2.
If we could get 2 more positive reviews, that would put it on the radar of Steam, so it recognizes it as a good game.
Yeah, and obviously, I know when you sent me the information for this, you said this been massively inspired for games like, as you can see with what we can see now, like with Donkey Kong Country with the barrels and the firing, but like lots of other classic platformers, isn't it? That's what's kind of inspired you for doing this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've played an ungodly amount of video games since 1991. I've played games all day, every day since 1991. So, you know, Donkey Kong, one of my favorites is Donkey Kong Country 2, which is an absolute banger. That's one of the biggest inspirations. And also Super Mario World, absolute banger. But people have compared it to like Rayman, all sorts of others. But yeah, if you basically like platformers and collecting shiny things, like collecting shiny coins, it's got the cannons. The cannons were horrible to code. Please appreciate the cannons. Yeah, it's inspired by all that stuff, especially Donkey Kong Country 2. But yeah, I could talk about it for a long time. As you can probably tell, the three most difficult things: cannons, Loki's states were also horrible to code, and the camera was also horrible to code. But yeah, they're absolutely perfect now. No bugs. It's perfect. Good to go.
Right. So, folks, what we want you to do is there are links pinned to the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel. Plus, there'll be links shooting out throughout this show. We want you to basically go and buy a copy of the game. That's what we're going to do that. And then leave a review, because if he gets 2 more reviews, he's going to get the thumbs up, which is what we want. So do go support him. I will get a copy of this game as well, because I love stuff like this. I live for games like this. So
thanks,
I can't believe I didn't know about it. I only found out about this at the end of October, so only a few weeks ago. So
a few weeks ago, yeah. It also works on Steam Deck. So when somebody leaves a review, it will say on the Steam page, it says this person has mostly played this on a Steam Deck, and it also tells you how many hours. So it'll say People have played it for like 6.2 hours, 7 hours, and stuff like that. And it says Steam Deck verified on the review as well. So works on Steam Deck.
That's fine. That is awesome, folks. There's no reason not to play it. Gozzo was saying hopefully it will come to other systems in the future. So
potentially that's a whole different adventure, and it's you have to get different companies involved, and you have to get like Nintendo involved, and Nintendo have to sign it off and stuff. Whereas Steam, it's way more straightforward. You just buy a Steam page. It costs 80 quid to buy a Steam page. Upload it. Steam just have a quick look at it. They say, "Yep, it's good to go. You can ship it. Get it shipped."
And there you go. So you never know. I am going to put the link. Oh, is it not going to let me put the link? Hang on. Tell you what, do that. I'm going to get this link. Here you go.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
I'm going to make sure that's pinned to. Hang on. There we go. Let's see if we can do that.
Steam achievements in there, controller support, PlayStation controller, Xbox controller, mouse and keyboard.
The whole lot, the whole caboodle. You can play it with everything, which is awesome. So yeah, that is now pinned to the YouTube chat as well as the Twitch chat. So at any point you want to go and check it out, please do so. And shall we start our show officially? Shall we kick things off?
Yeah, let's go for it, mate.
Let's go for it. So we are our 243rd show, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 8 games that we're going to be talking about for the last 7 days, including the brand new Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 DLC, Anno 117, Pax Romana, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Plus, some things were announced for some gaming movies in the past week, because we've got some more details of the new Mario movie and the new Legend of Zelda movie. So we've got all that and more coming up for you in the next hour and a half. So let's kick off with our first game tonight. This came out on Tuesday on PC and PS5. This is called Possessors. You'll see how they've done the title. Let's have a look at the trailer for this, and then we will explain how all you lovely people in chats on YouTube and Twitch can also get a shout out for your channel. So stay tuned.
Kaz, wait! No. Help me.
There you go. So that is our first game tonight, Possessors, which came out last Tuesday on PC and PS5. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this is a Metroidvania set in a ruined mega city that's been torn apart by some sort of, I think, interdimensional catastrophe. And you can see in the trailer your character playing Lucas. She has to basically sort of deal with a demon to kind of like heal herself. So he becomes like sort of a parasite inside her, but it's keeping her alive. And I think it's him that doles out the powers that she'll pick up throughout the Metroidvania that will let her travel around the map and
Right.
new places, new paths become available. They've basically got to try and find a way to survive and escape the mega city by the look of it. Looks quite nice graphics wise, nice sort of clean art style to it, and another Metroidvania if you haven't played enough of them already this year.
Yeah, there's been
plenty.
There's been plenty. I'm going to say that, as Danka pointed out, this is a Devolver game as well, and I'm going to say Devolver do knock out some really good stuff.
They do.
So I've got high hopes for this. What are you into your Metroidvanias? Is this kind of sort of this sort of game that you'd like to tackle?
Yeah. Is it developed by Devolver as in like first party Devolver, or is it like a
I think it's published by Devolver.
Yeah.
We'll try and find out for you.
cool.
But yeah,
it looks good. It looks good. I do enjoy my Metroidvanias and stuff like that. Recently played Hollow Knight, which
Yes.
I was a little bit late to the party on Hollow Knight. But yeah, in terms of rating, out of 10, is it for this?
Yeah, so let me explain before we start giving out scores. I know chat are getting underway. So anyone who's not seen the show before, we technically don't review the games. But I scour the internet and check loads of sites, whether it be Metacritic, IGN, Gamer Ranks, GameSpot, Eurogamer, to name a few, take all their scores and turn it into an average score. So you may agree with it, you may not, but if you guess it correctly, you will get a shout out for your channel. So whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, you will get a shout out. You can have halves and whole numbers from 0 all the way to 10. So we've already got 2 people that have put scores in. Danka on YouTube saying a 7, and Gozo over on Twitch is also saying a 7. So do you want to give a score, Azza?
Not sure. It's quite similar. Have you played Blasphemous? Just to throw that out there. If anyone's played Blasphemous, it's got a similar not setting as such, but it's got a similar vibe, like with the cutscenes and stuff like that. There's a lot of people saying 7.
Yeah,
It's always a safe score to get with.
we call it a safe 7 on this show. If people are not too sure, they're like, but you can have whatever you want. But it's you can have the same scores as people if you want to. That's absolutely fine as well.
I don't know. What do we think? Any video game warriors in the house? What score are we going for out of 10 here? Let us know. I'm going to go. Can I go for a 6.5?
You can go for 6.5. Yeah, no worries. 6.5. This one is actually all done by Devolver. So this is a Devolver game.
In that case, I might change my score.
Go for it. Go for it.
If it's all done by Devolver, I would say more like 7.5.
Okay, going for a 7.5. All right. Retro Jazar on YouTube is saying a 7. Flame on Twitch saying a 7. Iquel says, I missed the trailer, but 7. See, it's a safe guess. You can still. Kindred saying a 7. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 7. Let's see if everyone else
You're
is
going
on-
for a
on the
7 as
same or not.
well.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's gone for a 7, and our guest has got a 7.5. If anyone else wants to put a score in the chat, this is your last chance. This is Possessors, which came out last Tuesday on PC and PS5. And if there are no more guesses, I could tell you. Danny May. Hello, Dan. Right, awesome. Perfect timing. To break the 7s, I'll go an 8. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate that. If there are no more, I could tell you that the mods are not going to be very happy because they're going to have to give a lot of shout outs because this did score a 7 out of 10. So you go.
A safe 7 was the way to go.
Yeah. There you go. Becca Darbs, thank you for the follow. And Becca said a 7.67, which I'll have to round down to a 7.5 because I can't, my brain can't compute it when you start throwing numbers like that at me. But there you go. So everyone who said 7, congratulations. So Kindred, you're going to get a shout out. Flame, Iquel, Retro Shazar, Gozo, Danka. Iquel says, I'd hate to be a mod right now. He is one of the mods. So there you go. And obviously, Dave as well. So you can actually do a special command for Dave on the Twitch chat, !Dave, because Dave isn't a streamer or a content creator. So we have to give him a shout out in a different way. So Dave, how would you like your first shout out?
We'll start you off with some spinning on the chair.
Spinning,
That's
right.
always a good way to start.
You're gonna love this, Azza. This is prime time content. This, all right. This is what Twitch and YouTube was made for. You ready?
I'm excited.
Here we go. Dave!
Very nice.
Here
That
you
was
go.
very impressive.
There you go.
Brilliant.
There you go. Congratulations to everyone who got that right. Shout outs will be going out very shortly. Why iQuail goes, oh my God, how many people have I got to shout out? So, yeah, he's on that now. They're going out now. We will swiftly move on to our second game, and a game that I massively adored, which came out back in February. I believe this is the third DLC. If I've got that wrong, please tell me. But I think this is the third DLC to come out for this. This also came out on Tuesday on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. Danny says, that's how I also want all future shout-outs. We can arrange it. Maybe, Danny, we get you on the show as a guest, and then we can make that happen. There you go. Circus Digi, welcome on in. Great to see you. But here we go with our second game this evening. This is the third DLC for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but this is Mysteria Ecclesia. Here we go.
Peggy 18.
Ludov, Albig's assistant is alive.
When the Black Death last swept the town, it also started slowly. The old, the sick, those no one missed were the first to die. And then we couldn't even bury the dead in time. Now, the Lord is punishing us for it.
This is getting out of hand, and the number of sick keeps rising.
If it spreads to Kuttenberg, it'd be a disaster.
O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls.
So there you go, the brand new DLC for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, because this one seems a little bit more serious compared to one. We talked about the first DLC quite a few months back, which was a bit more light-hearted, but this seems, a bit more serious.
Yeah, so it's a bit more serious tone to it. It is the final expansion for the game now, and they've brought out a Royal Edition now, which combines the base game and all the previous expansions into one for you, if you haven't already got it. This particular one, Henry's been asked to escort a renowned physician to Sedlet's monastery. Henry's sort of going there with a ulterior motive to try and find somebody who's at the monastery, but as they arrive at the monastery, they find there's a deadly plague there, and a quarantine goes off, and you're not allowed to leave the monastery, so you've got to spend a bit of time trying to sort of find your way through it, try and find this person that you're looking for, and it's going to involve a bit of, I think, a bit more stealth in there, a bit more talking to people, trying to get information, and perhaps befriend some people and find ways to trick others to let you make your way through the monastery, because it's more of an investigative DLC. There's not really much combat in there, with the sound of it.
Yeah.
So a bit more thinking required, a bit more stealth required to make your way around. Sounds good though. Sounds like a good sort of end to what they had planned for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And at some point, I probably will get this and actually try it out, because I still haven't tried it.
Yeah.
Too many other games out this year, but I always thought this one looks good, and I keep meaning to pick it up. But still got tips to play.
It is really, really good. I've not played any of DLCs. That's the only thing. I've only played a big chunk of the core game. And as Danka said, obviously they announced the Game of the Year nominees for the Game Awards. and this is one of the games of the year. So I hope this does well, as well with our friends at Kepler for Expedition 33 being the second most nominated game for it. So good on you, Kepler. So yeah, I'm rooting for both of those, to be honest. So yeah, that's going to be tough because there are some good games for that, but we'll talk about that another time. So Azzavhar, what do you think of this? Have you played the Kingdom Come Deliverance games, or does this take your fancy?
I haven't played them, but I know a fair bit about them, and I know some video game warriors that love the game very, very much. Is this rating just specifically for this DLC? Is it?
It is just for this DLC, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much. Is the game played? Do we know if it's played in first person or third person? Just out of interest here.
It's first person.
First person.
First, okay, got it. I know it is very, very highly rated. Anyone that's ever mentioned the game is absolutely in love with it.
Yeah.
So I would imagine the score is relatively quite high. I'll go for an 8.
Okay, going for an 8 out of 10. Thank you to L4CE123. Thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. We've got a number of people saying, Danka was saying because it's got a Game of the Year nod, he reckons this DLC has got 8.5. Gozzo also saying an 8.5. Revolt Rants, hello, welcome on in on YouTube. Great to see. Danny saying, going for the safety of the 7. There you go. First time watching the show. Danny knows how this works. It's great. Becca says, lovely swords. 8 out of 10. iCross says, I think I missed the trailer again, so I'm going for a 7.
He needs to pay closer attention.
So he's busy doing all the shout-outs. That's why he hadn't seen the trailer.
Excuses.
Retro Shazar on YouTube says an 8. Flame says an 8. Here, another one. Dave Johnson wasn't paying attention, 7.5. I do love it when guests think it thoroughly, though. Yeah, exactly. Do DLCs normally rate high? Depends on the DLC. Because we've had some great ones this year, and we've also had some absolute stinkers. There you go. L4C123 saying 7.5. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8 for this.
Okay, going for an 8. Kindred also agreeing with you for an 8. Folks, this is your last chance. Get your scores in now. This is for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, third and final DLC, Mysteria Ecclesia. I hope I'm saying that right. Which came out on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. And if there are no more guesses, I can tell you it scored very highly with an 8.5 out of 10, just for the DLC alone. So
I just play this game.
Yeah, tells you how good the actual game is, and no wonder it's up for some Game of the Year awards. So yeah, 8.5. Congratulations.
Nice.
To, as I zoom up, Danka and Gozzo, who said 8.5. Some of you were very close, actually. Some of you were very, very close. So there you go. Well done. So there we go. Those shout-outs will be going out now. And while that's happening, let's talk about our first news story of the week. Literally last week, Sony basically announced that they were disappointed with Bungie. More so, disappointed with Destiny 2. I know Circus is in the chat and she's a big Destiny 2 fan. I mean, this is what makes me laugh because they basically bought up Bungie. And we're like, we're going to buy it up. So we own Destiny 2. Also, hopefully going to own the game Marathon, which is still yet to see the light of day. It has been delayed and allegedly is due to come out next year. However, it's not gone that well for them because Destiny 2 has ended up costing them over 3 billion yen. And has basically means that it's not performed as well as they hoped. Some of the new DLCs that came out didn't play as well as some of the previous DLCs that came out. And this means it's actually dragged down Sony's profits generally. So it's actually affected Sony as a whole. On top of that, after Sony acquired Bungie, there was multiple layoffs over a number of years. So there's a lot of pressure on Bungie, not only to deliver on a new DLC that comes out next month for Destiny 2, especially when you look at the fact that their concurrent players is dropping, because on Steam alone, they had 300,000 concurrent players on most days, and that has dropped down to at least 13,000. It's a massive drop. That was just last weekend, 13,000. So they're hoping this new DLC is going to revitalize it. And obviously, they are hoping that the new marathon game will see the light of day next year, because Bungie have been criticized for overexerting their staff, pushing them too much, and then basically failing on a number of things. So Sony are basically like, we are disappointed with our purchase. Kindred just said, I love Destiny 2, but after Microsoft having them, Blizzard having them, and now Sony, surely they would realize Bungie is the issue. Well, that's the thing, and that's what I want to discuss. So do we think that Bungie can pull this back? Or do we think that Marathon will never see the light of day, because Sony do not want another Concord on their hands? Let's face it, do they? So what do we reckon? I'll start with Dave.
I mean, the one thing to say about Bungie, they do know how to make good shooting mechanics. I mean, they did it brilliantly in the original Halo games that they made, and they did do decent shooting mechanics in Destiny. I mean, the Destiny games never gelled with me, never really played much of them, but you can see, from what we have seen of Marathon, it's still got the good shooting mechanics there. They just need to, get the actual sort of game playing structure, I think, up to par for that, because when they showed it off in the summer, kind of everyone was saying it just doesn't feel like it's ready. It needs more time.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they did push it back, and I think it's meant to be out sort of by the end of March next year.
Possibly,
we'll see if they stick to that, but that is currently what's been said. So, hopefully they'll be able to put it back and come back from some of the like plagiarism scandals that they've had as well. But I think probably regarding Destiny 2, I mean, I know people want these games sort of let go on forever and ever and ever, but surely at some point you've got to just call it a day on them. Because eventually people are going to get bored of a franchise if it goes on too long. And I think perhaps that is part of the problem with like Destiny 2. It is starting to get a bit boring for some players now. They've played it for a number of years. It had, the Final Shape expansion to finish off its story, and it's kind of just limping along on minor little expansions now. I don't know. It's a shame they didn't sort of plan it better and just like kill it at the end of Final Shape and have like perhaps like Destiny 3 in the wings to like revitalize it. Because I mean, you're not really going to get new players coming into Destiny 2, because like the original content for that is like canned off in the vault, as they call it, and you're kind of jumping in from, I don't know, probably over halfway through the storyline if you try and play it these days.
Well, this is the thing. Kindred's just brought up a thing saying, sadly not. For Destiny 2, they keep resetting the game, resetting the power levels, and locking old content behind walls and just rehashing the game. Sometimes there's only so much polishing a turd can be done. Marathon, if released, will flop. Well, do we think it will flop?
It is tricky to say. It hasn't got good word of mouth behind it at the moment, has it? It hasn't got the sort of publicity and good word of mouth that Ark Raiders just had.
What that's
been doing. Marathon hasn't got that, unfortunately. Whether they can pull it back, I think it depends what they've done to the game since we last saw it.
Yeah,
because they've been doing like tests behind closed doors. We haven't seen what they've done to it, but it's going to be a tricky one. I don't think it's going to do massively well, but I wouldn't have thought it would be like Concord levels of crap that gets turned off after a couple of weeks.
No, I don't think, but still.
I think there's a big enough Bungie fan base, I think, to probably carry it along, but I can't imagine it's going to be perhaps the huge numbers that Sony would be dreaming of for this sort of game.
Okay. Lace, welcome on in. I'm glad I could call you out, because trying to say L4C1C3 was just my mind game. Lace says, Destiny 2 was all right. I only played a little bit, but I found it got boring quick. There's also way too much going on, like free-to-play mobile games, shops, battle passes, menus. It gets overwhelming. Not forgetting that back in September, they released Destiny Rising, a mobile version of the game, which is actually doing really well, ironically. But that's made by different people, which is ironic. So there you go. Marathon stuff I've seen looks a bit like Destiny 2 mechanics PvP. Circus. I played Destiny 2 every day when Edge of Fate came out. It flopped, and now I don't play it much now. And Circus is a massive Destiny 2 fan, or was, I should say. As are your views on this?
I think this is like my heart kind of breaks for studios that are bought out by massive publishers. An example of that is Bungie.
Yep.
Another one of that, like from my childhood, is the developers called Rare.
Yep.
And like what happens is like, because you have, when a studio starts, it starts small. It's like me making a game. Like Lace, by the way, in chat also helped develop Loki the Links. Lace did the NPCs and Lace did the user interface and stuff. So
yeah.
But as something starts, it starts off small, and like there's quite a lot of magic in a small team that's not like bossed around by people that are like needing to make shed loads of money, if that makes sense. Because like at Bungie, for example, would have started quite small, and they had like some magic with Halo, and like a lot of Bungie fans presumably would have started with Halo, and because they fell in love with Halo so deeply, they will follow Bungie to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, what will happen is like a lot of the people who sort of like initiated that magic at Bungie might not be there anymore. So because when I think anything that's creative, like developing video games, is quite creative, and as you know, a lot of people here will be very creative.
Yeah.
Everybody tuned in will be very creative. And when you create something, it could be like music, art, a video game, a story, anything of that nature, you pour a piece of your heart into that creation. So now that Bungie's been battered about left, right, and center, they've gone over there, it's like the heart that made the magic, and you got that magic feeling from playing it. The heart has been battered around a lot, and there might not be that much magic there anymore, unfortunately.
Lacey said bigwigs have cottoned onto the game industry being $1 billion industry, or they see a profit. And I think that's very true. It's a sad fact. Definitely. Yeah, and then if it doesn't work, they just drop the studios and lay everyone off, which we've seen over the many years that we've been.
It breaks my heart so much that
it's horrible.
EA have killed many a classic studio.
Yeah, many.
And
Microsoft have done it as well.
I was going to say Microsoft. Like, I want to see some like Banjo Kazooie. Like Banjo Kazooie belongs to Rare, which belongs to Microsoft.
Yeah.
So all of his games that like I fell in love with, or Perfect Dark is an example. I think Perfect Dark was recently canned.
Yes, it was.
That was another Rare game.
Yeah.
So Microsoft have gone nope. On Perfect Dark, there's no Banjo Kazooie, there's no Conker's Bad Fur Day, or
there was also what Rare were working on that was it Everwild, and that's been canned as well.
It has. It looked really beautiful as well. All the stuff that you've seen from Everwild, it looked absolutely gorgeous. And like I'm really into that kind of stuff, like kind of magic and sort of trees and like fairies and that type of thing, and it kind of had that magic vibe about it. So yeah, I'm quite upset. It's
I know it's been a lot of cans. I'm going to say this: I do love Sea of Thieves. Right, I haven't played it in ages, but I do love Sea of Thieves. But it seems crazy that they're only letting Rare do that when Rare's brought out so many amazing games from the 80s when they were back called Ultimate into Rare for the Nintendo things in the days. It just saddens me to see. And then obviously they gave Perfect Dark to a different studio, which they've now closed down and shut. And then the only other project that Rare were working on, that's been closed down as well. So I don't know. As you said, as Lace said, it all comes down to profits and stuff. So we will see what happens, and we will report. We will see how this Destiny 2 DLC does next month. We will see what happens with Marathon next year. It might even make the list of the 50 games. We will have to see, but we'll let you know on this show because we're going to press on. Evening, Jesse. Good to see you. Hannah, good evening as well. Welcome both in. Great to see you. Let's move on to our next game. And do you ever get the feeling of deja vu, like a Groundhog Day? Because it happens in games a lot, especially in this one. This also came out last Tuesday. on PC, Xbox Series X, S1, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Switch. And this is Rue Valley. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
I think I'll never get out of here. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun.
Still with me, Mr. Harold?
The house of the Rising Sun.
This place has a way of dragging you in. Oh, man. Good luck with that.
Let me tell you, newcomers never did anything good for our valley. Apology accepted. Remember, exactly 5 yards.
Eugene Harrow.
You're not exactly making this easy.
Just what do you think you're doing?
I think I'll never get out of here.
In the house of the rising
PlayStation. There you go. That is Rue Valley, which came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series XS1, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this is a narrative heavy adventure game with a time loop element to it. Your character's loop begins like every day in his therapist's office, where he's talking to his therapist, talking about himself, trying to sort out his problems, and then not long after that, I think about 47 minutes you get and then it's loops back. So you're in this small town called Rue Valley. So once you come out of the therapist's office, you've got that bit of time to try and explore the sort of motel where you're at and the therapist place and other surrounding areas, and there'll be various people you can chat to. And so you're going to get chances to do a few things on like each loop. You'll learn more with each one, find ways to perhaps manipulate people, solve some puzzles, things like that to try and find a way to break the loop. Looks like quite a cool game. I think quite a few people say it's given them sort of Disco Elysium vibes, which I can sort of get from the way it looks graphically, the sort of isometric camera angle that it's got there. So it definitely gives vibes of that. It looks very sort of narrative heavy as well. All the text that you can see coming on the side of the screens in the trailer, but it looks like it's got quite a good story to it. I always quite like most sort of time loop adventures. They're always quite interesting, especially when you can sort of mess with some of the characters that you meet in the game. So I'm hoping this lets you sort of play around with things quite a lot. So it sounds like it should do. So this is definitely what I'm going to have a bit of a look at some point.
Yeah. There you go. Snap, Danker.
Beat him to it.
They beat you to it. There you go. Azza, what do you think to this one?
Yeah, it looks like it's very, very well polished for sure. Like the style that it's got, the art style, it's got a very specific type of art style, which looks banging, looks awesome. And like, I like that kind of game as well. That's kind of like, it's kind of like Majora's Mask in terms of the time loop type thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, it puts like a kind of like a unique spin or a different spin on a game, and kind of like makes you think outside the box or think a bit differently to the way that you play the game, which I quite like. If a game forces me to think differently. But yeah, it looks really good. Like It looks like it will smash the genre very well that it's trying to do.
Yeah, I like the look of this one. Let's get some scores, chat. Let's get some scores. Danny says 9 out of 10 for me, just for the soundtrack alone. There you go. Danker saying 7.5 for this one. What do you reckon this got?
I'm definitely not an expert on this particular genre, but I do like the time loop thing. Let's put me down for an 8.
Okay, going for an 8. Says Azza. Gozzo saying a 7.5. Hannah saying a 7. Flame saying a 7.5. Becca agreeing with you, saying an 8. iQuail saying an 8. Retro Shazar saying an 8. Dave, what say you?
I was thinking of an 8 as well, so I'll go with that.
Going for an 8 as well. Okay. Lace says Fantasia was a banging game. This had a good time loop. That had a good time loop, so that might give some indication that
a game called Ephemeral Fantasia, PS2 game. It wasn't very popular, but it was a time loop banger.
Nice. What was that other one that we were talking about that we were trying to remember the other night, Dave? Was it 13 minutes?
I think it's 12 minutes.
12 minutes with James McAvoy and that.
Yeah, that started off good, but the ending of that was shocking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I like the
terrible ending.
Yeah. No, it's apparently 25 quid at the moment. Kindred saying an 8. And there is a demo if you want to try it out. So there's a demo. Thank you, Danka. Anyone else want to have a guess? This is Rue Valley, which came out last Tuesday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. If there are no more other scores in the chat, I can tell you it's got a 7 out of 10. So not as good as we hoped. Yeah, 7 apparently.
Save 7.
Save 7. There you go. Hannah, well done. You got it right. I think you might be the only one that got it right. So Hannah, you get a shout out. Well done. There you go. Lace also says Shadows and Memories was another good one with a time loop. There you go. Hannah's like, whoa! Well done, Hannah. You got your first one right tonight. There you go. So the mods will be happy because they haven't got to do 100 shout outs this time. They've only got to do one. Let's move on to our next game. This was announced earlier in the year. And when the trailer first landed, nearly everyone said the same thing as I did. Oh, a new Tetris Effect game. And immediately went, oh, no, it's made by the same company that Tetris Effect, but it's actually a different game. This came out also last Tuesday on PC, PS5, and PSVR 2. This is, I know I'm not going to say this right, but I'm going to say this is Lumines Arise. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. There you go, that's Lumines Arise, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5, and PSVR 2. Again, I love Tetris Effect, and I thought it was fantastic because of the visuals and the music with a classic game. I thought they did a great job. And this has got my interest as well. So tell us a little bit more about this one, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a similar sort of puzzle game to Tetris. You know, you still got to get the blocks and get the shapes together. I think you've got to get them into like squares. And then as the game plays, like a beat is coming across that will clear the squares. So that's how you play in this one. But yeah, it's very similar to like Tetris Effect, and it's going for the whole like synesthesia sort of effect with all the sort of visuals and the music that it's like got going on in the background while you're trying to solve the puzzles. And it looks just as cool as Tetris Effect, you know, because it's doing different things with the blocks in like each stage. You know, some they're clocks, some they're like various other things. And Tetris Effect did a very similar thing, the way it kept altering the the Tetraminos in that. This looks cool though, and I'm sure it'll be really good in VR because that will really immerse you. Tetris Effect is really good in VR. But if you haven't got VR, I can imagine it'd still be a good experience if you've got a good pair of headphones on. Sit in a dark room, just staring at the monitor, watching all the stuff that's going on there. Just like it could be a really cool, absorbing puzzle game. I'd definitely give it a go.
Okay. I'm guessing you love Tetris, so
yeah, played a unhealthy amount of Tetris back in the day, for sure. But yeah, I think it looks really good. I would imagine that most people will probably play that game in VR for a guess. I don't know what you think, but yeah, it seems like people could slap on your VR headset and have a good dance for a long time with that game. To be fair, looks really fun, and the music is also banging as well. Like, one of the reasons that Tetris was so good was because also the music was very good. But yeah, put me down for, say, let's just go for 7.5.
Okay, going for a 7.5. All right, a slightly higher safe 7, as we call it. Let's see what other people are saying in the chat. Danka saying a 9 out of 10. Gozzo saying a 9 out of 10. Lace saying a 7. Becca saying a 6. Hannah saying an 8.5. Becca says, I love Tetris, but there's too many shapes and colours for me. Can be a bit overwhelming with that, if it's not the old standard style, but yeah, totally see where you're coming from. 9 is a square number. Blocks are square. Logic, says Danny, going for a 9. iQuail for a 9. Flame, 8.5. Retro Jazar, 8. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to try an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Kindred coming with an 8 as well. Folks, this is your last chance. Get your scores in chat. This is Lumens Arise, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5, and PSVR 2. And if there are no more guesses, I always wait, because just as I say that, someone always puts the score in the chat. I can tell you that this did very well. It's got an 8.5 out of 10 on average. So, Dave, congratulations. You got it right. Hannah, second one you've been on the show, and the second one you got right. Well done, Hannah. You're doing flying away with this. So, well done. Absolutely smashing it. She's like 2 for 2. So, well done. Well done. Don't forget, exclamation Dave in chat to show your appreciation for Dave. And also, what I am going to say is all these wonderful people that are getting shout outs, including our guest, please do click on the links. Please do give them a follow, because they spend the time coming to watch the show week in, week out. We've been doing this since 2020. We greatly appreciate it. So please, go follow these wonderful people that are guessing the games right. There you go. So Tanker's like, Dave! Is the exclamation Dave not working? Let me try. It
busted it.
Have we busted it? Hang on. There it is. Just shouts Dave at the bottom. For some reason, it was being funny. But there you go. Exclamation Dave. Dave, how would you like your second shout out?
You can do your walk on from the side of the screen, mate.
Okay. Real me or Bob Ross me?
Oh, I do the Bob Ross, why not?
Bob Ross me. Okay. All right. I'll be back in a sec. You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Dave!
Evening, Bob.
Evening, Dave.
Brilliant.
There you go. Only our mums can tell us apart. There you go. There you go. Again, thank you to Blue Night Slime for making that for me. I absolutely adore it. So there you go. Well done, Dave, for getting that right. Hannah, well done as well. Let's move on to some movie news. We don't normally cover movies. Is he going to make a happy mistake? Possibly. In lots of bright colours. We're going to talk some movies. Now, there's 2 things that were announced during the week. First thing, obviously, Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct for the previously announced Super Mario Galaxy movie. So the second animated Mario movie from Illumination. And And we got to see some new characters in the trailer. We've got Princess Rosalina, who is going to be played by Brie Larson. If you don't know who Brie Larson is, Captain Marvel. But Brie Larson is a massive Nintendo fan. She's many a time on many podcasts and said how the fact that she has played literally every Zelda game going. And she's also been used in many campaigns for Nintendo adverts as well. So you've got a bit of a Nintendo fan basically going to be in that film. She's also said she would love to play Samus if they ever did a Metroid film, which I could see her doing that. So that'd be cool. And then Bowser Jr., we've got, I've got to get his name right, Benny Safdie. Now, some of you might not know the name Benny Safdie, but he has directed a lot of very cool films, such as Good Times, Uncut Gems, and has also gone into some acting as well. So he's appeared in films with Robert Pattinson, and most recently was the main villain in the new Happy Gilmore film. So if you've seen that, he's the guy who's got the energy drink company that basically makes your tongue turn green. So he is quite, he does drama acting as well as comedic acting, but he's more known for his directorial films. So those are the new characters that they are chucking into the film. But one question was left. At the end of the first film, we got a glimpse of Yoshi, but no Yoshi in the trailer. So the question is there going to be someone that's basically going to be voicing Yoshi, or are they keeping Yoshi a bit of a secret, or is Yoshi just going to do the sound? So I know that was terrible, but you get the idea. So we'll have to see. Second thing we're going to bring up as well, also literally in the same week, we started to get the first look of the Legend of Zelda film, and I'm actually going to bring up some shots from it because they've shown what two of the main characters look like. So let's going to bring this up on screen. This is courtesy of IGN, so forgive all the images that pop up. But we have got Benjamin Evan Ainsworth playing as Link, and we've got Bo Bragason, who's going to be Zelda. And there you go. It says Link and Zelda stare out over Hyrule. It's actually New Zealand because that's where they're filming the film. The film is due to come out on May the 7th, 2027. But it's also being directed for by the director who did the last Kingdom of the Planet Apes. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Yes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I said that right. But people noticed something more about the costumes. They weren't saying, oh, when to release. They were saying that if you look at the costumes, they come from two different Zelda games. Because Link's is from the Twilight Princess? His outfit looks more like from the Twilight Princess game. But Zelda's looks more Breath of the Wild style. So people are basically saying, where in the world is this film going to sit in the timeline, if at all? Or are we going to get an original adventure? So just very quickly for chat and Dave and Azza, are you excited for these two films? And secondly, do we think that Yoshi's going to have a voice? And also, where do we think this might sit in the Zelda with the other film? Where does it fit in with the Zelda lore, if anywhere? There you go. Two random questions. Give some quick, short answers. Go for it. I'll start with Dave.
Yeah, looking forward to both of them. Probably a bit more sort of reserved on the Zelda one because since it's live action, it'd be interesting to see how well they sort of adapt it. As you say, we don't really know what exactly they're adapting. It looks like a mix of the two. Probably looks a bit more Breath of the Wild overall from what they're showing there, but that's all you can really get from a couple of pictures. So I'll reserve judgment until we see a proper trailer. But then as for the Mario one, looking forward to that because what we see in the trailer looks, just as fun as the first one so far. I don't reckon they'll do a proper voice for Yoshi. I think he'll just make his normal little sounds. I think he'll definitely show up in there because I think there was some merchandise manufacturer actually released a couple of spoilers showing Yoshi was definitely in there. So we know he's coming. So it'd be good to see what they do with him. But looking forward to that one. Should be a good fun family film.
Yeah. Dan is saying the costumes could be just Easter eggs and it might be a fresh start to the Zelda thing. And he said that he feels that Yoshi shouldn't be voiced. Danny is saying that the casting's great for the Zelda film, but a bit dubious about the Zelda film. What do you think about these two films?
Yeah, I think like specifically with Zelda, it's tricky because, like, first of all, I was going to throw out there, like, I'm a massive fanboy of Legends of Zelda. I've played Legends of Zelda since the first one on the NES, and not stopped playing them since that. But it is difficult because obviously, if you've played every single Legend of Zelda and stuff, it's always been, video game. So you're used to seeing, pixels and 3D models inside of a video game. So when you then look and it's like a real person, I don't know, I feel like it would be difficult for my brain to adjust from like video game pixels
to that
real person. But as long as the film is good, I'm all in. Like, I just hope it's good and just not boring and not weird, and I hope it's got some it's true to Zelda. Like, to give you a good example is, I don't know if you've watched the Fallout series on Amazon. I think that's really good in terms of being like true to Fallout. Like, it's got the same kind of quirks in there, it's got like the same kind of jokes, like the inside jokes and inside one-liners and stuff like that. So as long as it kind of like does that but for Zelda, then we should be good.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. I mean, we have had some good video game movie films were always notoriously bad, but more recently they're getting better, and so fingers crossed they'll be all right. We have faith. Lay says it'll probably be an original venture, and they just like the aesthetics. Writers and producers like to take it away from the source, so it becomes their own, and they pay less. Just look at the Witcher series. Unhappy face. But a new Legend of Zelda timeline would be cool, as it's possible in the universe. Iqual says, just cast Bob Hoskins and get Roxette to do the theme song, and you've got a hit Nintendo film on your hands. Lace says, I do like The Witcher, though. That's absolutely fine. So there we go. Well, we will report more when we find out more on these films, because obviously we told you about the fact that they announced a date for the Zelda film quite some months ago. I think it was announced back in January. We talked about this. And then obviously we talked about the new Mario movie when they first announced it on the Nintendo Direct. So stay tuned to the show for further updates. Let's move on to our next game. And this actually ties in quite well because we do have another sponsor, which we're going to do a quick shout out for. So as some of you know, I am partnered with Ubisoft, and we play some of their new games that come out. And obviously Black Friday is coming up, and Ubisoft are doing a massive sale with up to 90% off their games. You can even get Immortals Phoenix Rising absolutely free from their game store right now until the 26th of November. There is a code in the Twitch chat. Please use that code. It will help support the channel. But anyone who buys a game from today to the 26th will be entered into a draw to win a copy of Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition for the platform of your choice. So whether it be PC, Switch 2, Xbox Series X and S, or PlayStation 5. Ubisoft have given me another copy of the game. We gave a copy away on this very show a couple of months ago, but they gave me another copy. So on the 27th, anyone who's bought a copy of the game and use my code, you will be entered into a draw. You can also, if you spend over 20 quid, use a further code called Holiday20, which will get you another 20% off the item that you've bought. So you're going to get an absolute killing on savings right now in the Ubisoft store. So there you go. Go knock yourselves out. That is live now. And if you basically, we will enter anyone who uses my code into the draw, and hopefully there will be a lucky winner of Star Wars Outlaws, the Gold Edition, which includes all the DLCs as well. It's definitely worth it. I enjoyed that game. I know people moaned about it, but it's a bargain. You're going to get something for free. There you go. So a big shout out to our sponsors. And obviously that ties in beautifully because Ubisoft have another new game out, which came out on Thursday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. And this is Anno 117 Pax Romana. Let's have a look at the trailer for that.
Actors, I know you're obsessed with When I think of my empire, I think only of beauty. Exquisite buildings arranged in divine harmony. Wide open lands bent to suit our most luxurious desires. Markets with the finest goods, ornaments on every street. There's always a grand plan. Until invaders reduce it to rubble. Guided by Mars's hand, we shall build an unstoppable force on sea and on land. We shall protect our settlements and fight for the Empire, whatever the cost. Empires, my friend, are not built on the battlefield, but on the balance sheet. No space should be wasted. No resource left uncounted. An empire is only as strong as its command of logistics. Oh. Guess it's my go. I'm here for three things. Rome, the Empire, and a good time. I want to build amphitheaters, host games, conquer new lands, and then Romanize them, wage war, broker peace. Maybe squeeze in a few of those aqueducts. You know, things with the water. I'll call you back. Thanks, guys. Love your work. I'll take it from here.
There you go. So the brand new Anno game, Anno 117 Pax Romana. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this is a historical city builder set during the height of the Roman Empire. This one has got a narrative campaign to it where you can pick one or two characters to play as. I think both have got slight differences in the way the narrative unfolds, but you get to you get to sort of govern a newly sort of built city. You've got to obviously build it up, make it efficient, make it rich, and do all the good things to make it please in the eyes of the overall Roman Empire. And I think you either get to build it in the Roman heartland or on the Celtic frontier. So there's a couple of places where you get to build this city. But while you're building it, obviously things can go wrong with some of the other factions in the world. So we could see in the trailer some RTS stuff there, a bit of naval combat. Battles with the land forces as well, trying to take some cities. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Total War games. I used to quite enjoy the Total War Rome entry in that series. It kind of reminds me of that. I'm kind of like interested. I quite like the Roman era, and graphics. It looks pretty good. So it looks very nicely building these cities. They look pretty spectacular. So this is another bloody game I'm quite interested in. Don't know if I'm going to find the time to play these ones. Especially one like this, because you can, as well as playing the narrative, it's got an endless mode to it where you can sort of tweak rules to sort of match how you want to play it, and you can just crack on in that and kind of do what you want for as long as you want. So I think there's quite a lot of stuff to do with this one. Looks pretty good.
Cool. Azza, your thoughts on Anno?
It looks well. First of all, I'm just going to say I've not played any game in that series at all.
Yeah.
But I can see already that it's going to be a game, like once you kind of get into it, it's going to be something where you blink and 8 hours have gone. You know what I mean? It's like one of those where it's like, oh, it's tomorrow. So yeah, I can also see that they've put a lot of work into it. It's obviously very, very high quality, very, very, I would imagine it's a very high budget because it's got like a banging advert for starters. But yeah, it looks like very, very well polished, and it will be top tier at what it's trying to do. I think it will nail it. So
yeah,
like I say, not played that series before, but just looking at that, I'd probably pop it at like an 8.
Okay, going for an 8 out of 10. All right, let's see what the chat are saying. Danka says the Anno series is always popular at 8.5. Gozzo going for an 8.5. Lay says 8. Veni, Vidi, Vici, Faro. There you go. Danny says looks great. 8.5. So lots of 8s, 8.5s. Hannah, an 8 as well. Chat, get your scores in now. What do you think? The Anno 117 Pax Romana that came out last Thursday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5 got. Dave, what say you?
I'll try an 8.5.
Okay, going for an 8.5. Retro Jazar saying an 8. Flame saying an 8. iQual saying slightly less, 7.5. Kindred, 8.5. Any more for any more? I always feel like an auctioneer when doing this bit. It's like bang the hammer down.
Have to get you a little camel.
Yeah, like going, gone. We've got no more scores in the chat. I can tell you, no one got this. It's got 9 out of 10 on average.
Nice.
It got absolute rave reviews. Absolute rave reviews. There were some 8.5s, but most of them were right up there. So, yeah. Ubisoft done good on this one. I'll tell you that.
Nice. Yeah, that is very, very impressive.
Yeah. Won't say that this will save their bacon, but hopefully this will do them some good because they need they need a win right now. Bless them.
Oh, they do.
So there you go. There you go. So yeah, 9 out of 10. No one got it right. So no shout outs except for our guest. Let's do a shout out for the guest. The Empire of Rome is still strong. Indeed it is, Lace. Indeed it is. But yeah, let's give our guest a shout out. There you go. Go buy his game. Go check out all his socials. Go do it now. I mean, if you buy the game, leave a review because we will need some more reviews for that fantastic game.
Thank you. Yeah. 2 more positive reviews. That would be amazing.
We can do that tonight. Thank you. That's what we want, people. That's what we want. Let's move on to our next game. Possibly the biggest game release of this month. Some might even say for the year. Yeah, depends whether you like these games or not. Last year was a massive return to form for this series because we had Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So much so that it even got in our honoured mentions for our top 15 games of the year. So we didn't make our top 15, but it was certainly a decent enough game to get an honourable mention. And they followed it up straight away. But it's technically not a sequel to number 6, even though it's linked to 6. This is linked to Black Ops 2, just to make it even more confusing. So this came out on Friday, and our Xbox Series X, S1, PC, PS4 and 5, and is available on Game Pass Ultimate. As they churn them out each year, is this going to do as well as last year's? Or are we going to go back to a few years ago where we were just churning out some very mediocre crap? This is Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
2025 was just the beginning.
Menendez already caused enough suffering. That's not gonna happen again. Let's take it to him.
They want to peek behind the curtain. Let's show them what we got. They have no idea who they're dealing with.
There is no escaping me.
There you go. So, brand new Call of Duty. It's like Christmas, comes around once a year. So some years when we talk about this, we split up the multiplayer and the main campaign. Sometimes we combine it because all the reviews have landed at the same time. With this one, we're talking it as a whole. So everything, zombies, multiplayer, the campaign. All right. Just for people who've watched this show for all the years that we've talked about COD, which has practically been every bloody year that we have to talk about this. So Dave, tell us more about this particular Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, you've got all the usual parts too. You've got the campaign, multiplayer, zombies, all that classic stuff's there. The campaign this year is much more co-op focused in the way they've designed it, and they've designed it so that when you finish it, there's I think it is called End Game. A section that opens up at the very end, which is like kind of like an extraction shooter, but it's PvE. Even though there's lots of like other players going in there, it's PvE, and that's sort of structured in. You sort of go into like lower level zones, build your character up, and then you can start going to higher level zones and getting more and more stuff. But you're obviously got to be careful that you don't die, because if you do, you lose all your stuff. You want to try and get your character leveled up and perhaps bring them out to save the level that you've got them to. So they've added that to the end of the campaign. Multiplayer is its usual thing. Batch new maps, a few classic maps there. Zombies, again, it's your big sort of zombie mode, survival mode. This one I think is sort of set with sort of hub areas that you kind of got to go to. You've got to use a vehicle to get between them. You've got to sort of keep that vehicle going. So you want to make sure your team sticks together as you're traveling around each zone. You don't want to get left behind. And from what I've been reading about this one in particular, I think the multiplayer is meant to be pretty much as tight as it usually is.
Yeah.
Let's face it, they've been making this thing for years now. The actual way the game controls, the way the shooting works, is pretty good. You can't really false it. Works well. I think campaign-wise this year, because it's like that slightly sort of futuristic setting, and with sort of what they're doing, it kind of looks a bit daft on the trailer, like clips you're going to have been seeing on social media, because the enemy in this one, a group called the Guild, they're using this sort of gas to kind of induce hallucinations, a bit like the way Scarecrow does it to Batman.
Yeah.
And when you're in these hallucinations, kind of anything goes by the look of it. You've got these massive versions of some of your characters that you've actually got to fight against. They come in as big boss characters. You've got big knives that fly through the world and kill the enemies. It all just looks a bit daft. And I kind of think that a lot of the time, probably some of the Call of Duty players prefer something a little bit more sort of grounded in reality, a bit more of a proper military shooter like the Modern Warfare.
I think this is why last year's was so successful, because the campaign was an espionage spy story. So there were some levels you go guns blazing, some levels that were open world, some levels that were like stealth, or you could like start to chat to a character to get your way in and stuff. And there was multiple ways to do objectives. But this doesn't feel like that's that.
No, it's not. It's kind of jettisoned all that to be 4-player co-op. Really, it is built to be co-op. You can play it single player, but you'll have no AI teammates with you. The AI character, the other characters in all the cutscenes just disappear when you play it as trying to play it solo. So I think it's a bit of a miserable experience solo.
Okay. I'm going to read out all the comments in a minute, but actually, let's read some of them out. We'll get some. I'll do the ones that I haven't got the scores, and I'll read the scores ones out. Dan says, I've heard some not promising comments about the direction they have taken with this outing. Kindred, game's a mess. Forced into a co-op campaign unless you turn fill-in off, then it doesn't scale it back down to solo playing. They said 18 odd maps, but 90% of them are old maps. So it's not new content. It's exactly the same shit every year and nothing new. And the end game is just Arc Raiders. Gozzo, I'd rather play the classic COD games like the Modern Warfare series. I'll bring up Modern Warfare, not motherfucker. I'm a turnip. I don't know whether that's what you meant by MF, but I'm going to say motherfucker because I can. It's my show. So there you go. Full of hacks already in multiplayer and bad programming means bullets don't hit or they can kill through walls before on screen. Need major patches, but never actually fixes the cheats, even though they were claiming that they've got best anti-cheat software on this one. So they've got a lot of work to do. So we'll see. So Azza, your thoughts on this Call of Duty?
Yeah, I think it's wild if people are saying that there's loads of cheats and stuff because they were advertising in that trailer that they just showed it. They were trying to say, no cheaters in the game. So
yeah,
that's an issue for them. I'm going to be like straight up honest here. I've not played Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2, which
okay,
a lot of. And I think like the campaign was like super good on that.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed like unlocking the, when you play multiplayer and you unlock like your ranks and you unlock your skins for your weapons and stuff like that. Like, that was really fun. The co-op campaign does sound fun and appealing to me because specifically I was a massive fan. I don't know if you ever played a game series called like Conflict Desert Storm or Conflict.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like Conflict is like we used to play it a lot back in the day, so it was like a 4-player co-op, like 4-player local co-op, like split screen.
Yeah.
Each one of you would have like a particular strength within the squad, and you would work together. So if it plays like that, I think it'd be a banger. But yeah, if it's failing on some of the online multiplayer stuff, that's its core player base. So if it is failing, I'll put it as a 6.
Okay. All right. Going for a 6. Let's see what other people are saying in chat. Lay said, COD went down after Modern Warfare 2. Not Motherfucker 2, just a surprise. Such potential wasted, in my opinion. I heard it has mixed reviews, so 5.5. Danny said, not personally a shooter fan, so a safe 7 from me. Danker, 8. Hannah, always had a soft spot for Black Ops, but there's so many of them. I'd say 7.5. What else? iQuail, 7. Gozzo, 7. Drawn Unicycle, good evening. How you doing, buddy? He says, I want to say 3, but I'll say 7 for real. Flame, 7. Kindred says, went down after COD 2, basically. Retro Shazar saying a 6. Dave, what say you?
I think I'm going to try a 6.5.
6.5. Okay. All right. Last chance, folks. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which came out on Friday on Xbox Series X, S1, PC, PS4, PS5, and is available on Game Pass Ultimate. If there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you straight away, this did not score anywhere near last year's effort. So last year's game stands out as one of the most standout ones in the last 5 years. This did get some scathing reviews, especially from the users who are not happy. And we're going to talk about why it's got some scathing reviews straight after this. But some reviewers were a bit more sort of easier on it. So it did get highs of 8s, but it also got some lows of 5s and 6s. But most people reviewed it at what most of the other games got, such as Call of Duty Cold War, which we talked about on this very show, and some of the other games that came out. And that's the old safe 7. So it got a 7. I get the feeling it should actually deserve less, but we'll find out about that, and we'll talk about that next. So if you said 7, congratulations. You got it right. Flame, well done. You get a shout out. Gozzo, you get a shout out. iQuail, well done. Danny, well done. You got it right as well. So hopefully I've got everyone there. But yeah, 7 it is, which means that Battlefield 6 reviewed far better than this. So Battlefield 6 has technically won this one. We'll see how it does in sales. But for now, and the reviews, Battlefield 6 is a lot better. Now, let's move on to a news story. And it actually is about Call of Duty Black Ops 7 because there are a lot of unhappy people, especially if you check out the Steam store and other places. There's scores as low as 1.5 user review scores. And mainly, not as much so for the multiplayer, but more the campaign, if anything, which you kind of go, well, why? Well, when this was announced, I said it was quite a cool idea that they brought a campaign that you can actually play with other players. Now, I believe they've not done this since 2015 in a Call of Duty game. And it didn't work then, but they were trying to do something new and revitalize it. But it looks like it's not actually panning out how they wanted because people have been complaining because, as Dave rightly said, if you don't want to play with your friends, you can do it solo. But it doesn't load any AI characters in to the game. So there are some quests that are clearly made for 4 people where you've got to go to 4 different destinations. So it actually drags it out a lot more. The biggest thing about this is also you have to be online to play the campaign, even solo. And this brings its own difficulties, because if you're online and you go off to make a drink or something, if you are not back quick enough, it will kick you from the game. There is a lack of checkpoints in this. There are checkpoints, but there's a lack of checkpoints. Therefore, you could find that when you reload it back up again, you are a lot further back than where you are in the game because the checkpoints are not that plentiful. So if you are idle, you will get kicked from the game. I've seen a number of people that have said with the big boss fight, which I'm not going to spoil, but I think there's videos out there. Contains Michael Rooker, great actor. But some people got it and they got disconnected and they had to go all the way back to the start of it, annoyingly. Kindred, as you said, got kicked 2 times and had to start the whole mission again. And some of these missions are quite big. There's no difficulty options. So it's the first campaign in ages to not have to. So some people are going to go in at a level that it might suit them because it's quite tough. And some people are going to struggle with this. Now, I'm going to stream this on Monday to give my opinion. I'm not a normal COD player, so I think I'm going to have an absolute shit time with this, but we will see. So if you want to see how I struggle with this, tune in on Monday on Twitch and TikTok to see how I do. But that's what the stream is going to be next Monday. But yeah, restarting levels, no AI in the squad, being idle, getting kicked out, having to start again. People are not happy. Why do you think they went down this route instead of just doing what they've always done with a solo campaign? That's my question to Dave and Azzavhar in a minute.
I think they're just trying to sort of fit it all in with the sort of multiplayer focus they have for the rest of the package, aren't they? Instead of just making this segmented off single players only story, they want to sort of bring it all in and make sort of all the sort of progression and stuff fit into this mode that you get.
Yeah.
In the zombies and the multiplayer, just trying to make it one big multiplayer package, but that's not what a lot of people really want from one of these campaigns. They want, that single player experience where you see you got difficulty levels, you can pause it at any time you like, go make a cup of tea, come back, not have to worry about it kicking you. You want checkpoints, so if you do die in a mission, you ain't going to start all the way back at the beginning. Just, start maybe a couple of minutes back at worst. There's something to be said for the old sort of classic single player campaign. It does unfortunately seem to be dying a death in this sort of first person world, especially with the AAA studios. But they were always some of my favourites. The proper sort of single player focused narrative, first person shooter. Some of those were brilliant back in the day, but they do seem to be sadly dying a bit of a death, especially in the Call of Duty package. And even though you could probably argue about Battlefield 6's campaign is better than what's here, that still wasn't that good a campaign. That had its own issues. Nothing special about that narrative-wise at all. Looked the part, sounds the part, just the gameplay part of it wasn't that good. Could have been way, way better. But yeah, the Black Ops 7 one. As soon as I saw it in the trailer, I didn't really like the look of it, especially compared to previous years where it's felt a bit more grounded in what it's done. A bit, meh to me.
Yeah.
So they're going down this route. Hopefully they'll have a bit of a rethink considering all the complaints they've probably been getting online and social media.
Yeah. Azza, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, looking at this, I can probably take an educated guess, like being a game developer myself, that this game was initially built upon being a multiplayer game with probably not really much thought of a single player campaign at all.
Yeah.
So like from a developer's perspective, like I can say it will be more work to make the campaign be kind of like single player.
Yeah.
Because what they've done in terms of game development and coding is they've basically just made the multiplayer and then just copied and pasted it to this single player campaign and said, good luck. With this, if you mention that the servers like boot them out and stuff like that, because they're just copying and pasting all the code that they've already written for the online, they've just pasted it into single player. It does make me sad because like I massively loved the single player campaign of Modern Warfare 2. I think it was very well written, and you really felt like you was in the campaign, and you was like, marching through doing your missions and stuff. It felt really cool to play. So yeah, I kind of agree what you said, Dave, earlier, is that like it's a bit sometimes a bit heartbreaking that like, because that game probably would have been started as like a single player campaign, and then multiplayer was like added like on the side of development. I would imagine that if they get enough complaints, they will put in the work to change the code to work in a single player environment, because it can be done. It's just going to be a bit of work for them to get it sorted. But yeah, makes me sad that we're not getting those really cool campaigns anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I remember going, what was it, about 10 years ago, we had one Call of Duty that didn't even have a campaign full stop. And it was like, so yeah, it's a shame, because I honestly say this, I'm not a massive COD fan, but last year's game and campaign was fantastic. It was really fantastic. And I haven't said that about a Call of Duty game in years. And then it feels like this is a massive step back from that. And yeah,
I remember. I don't know if you remember. There was some really cool achievements that felt fun to get in Modern Warfare 2. There was one that's called Mile High Club, which is you have to complete that like airplane level like in under 60 seconds or something. And that was like really fun to do. It just felt good. Like the multiplayer was really, really fun, and the single player was really fun. All the achievements were really fun, and it was just a nice package of a game. And it's just like, 2 thumbs up to this game. Whereas now it's like, we're going to build the multiplayer, just paste it onto a single player campaign and hope that something kind of works out okay, maybe. So yeah, it makes me a little bit sad, but it will sell. It's Call of Duty.
Of course it will.
So
the last 2 COD games are still in like the top 10 best-selling games of the year. So last year's and the year before. So, this will probably be in there somewhere. So, as we know. Yeah.
I don't know what to score it, to be totally honest.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I will give it a try on Monday, and I'll give my own opinions and see what we think, whether it deserves that 7 or whether it deserves a lot less, because I can't see it getting as good as the 8.5 that last year's game got. Kindred's just saying, doubt if they're not asked about fixing the game, they will tweak certain multiplayer stuff. Of course, they've got a year to keep churning out content for that. But can't see them doing out with the campaign. I know they're going to keep adding stuff to the end game because they've already stated that, but we'll see. But anything else happens, we will tell you right here on this show. Let's move on to our final games of the night, folks, because we are pressing towards the end of the show. Now, I believe, and if can someone check this for me, because I only found this out today. This came out on Friday on PC and PS5, and I believe it's free on PS Plus. Wasn't included.
It's a free-to-play game.
It is a free-to-play game.
It is free-to-play.
Cool. So, okay, because I saw that someone said this is free on the PS Plus store. So, this came out on Friday on PC and PS5. So, obviously, it must be free on PC as well. And this is the trailer for Where Winds Meet. Let's have a look at this.
I don't.
Do you know the road up ahead?
Who are you?
Same as you. A wanderer.
A guest in dreams. Yet unaware. This time, I'll be the villain.
But I have been on this path too long now. The street was filled with ghosts.
Without a single coin, you call yourself the god of treasure?
I'll give you one more chance. Go on. Kill me.
Hold up.
If I don't go back, what'll happen to the others?
Mere end. Such an unseemly struggle. You've got a sword, right? So why couldn't you save her? There you go. Where worlds meet, as Leigh said, sounds like a euphemism for two butts together. Free to play on PC and PS5 as of last Friday. Dave, tell us more about this, because this is quite a few different things, isn't it? Really, in a way, this way this game.
Yeah, it's developed by one of the sort of bigger Chinese companies. This is set in sort of China's 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period, and it's one of those sort of classic wandering swordsman tales. Your swordsman in this sort of case is, I think, suffering from amnesia. So you'll be discovering who they are on your quest through the world, and you're kind of like just let loose in the world by the look of it, free to go where you want to. And there's lots of like villages and cities and things you can find in the world. Lots of other hidden items if you choose to pick up certain quests from the various characters that are going to be in the game. It's going for the sort of mystical type sword fighting where your character can pretty much sort of fly through the game world. So it's not a completely sort of grounded tale like we've had in like some other say samurai games recently. This is a bit more sort of fantastical in what it's doing. Apparently, it's meant to be pretty good combat wise from what I've been reading. Not quite sort of Souls level type of combat, but still pretty good combat they've got in there. It's probably more like sort of an action sort of RPG, probably the better way to describe this open world action RPG game. And as we said, it is free to play, which I was quite surprised actually. I had no clue it was free to play.
Yeah, I only found out literally this morning.
Yeah, and it got mentioned. So I was kind of interested to see what the sort of monetization side of it was like, because some of these games you find can be a bit predatory in what they're doing, but this one sounds like it's actually quite reasonable. Probably similar-ish to things like Genshin Impact and other games in the Hoyoverse. You can play it for free completely.
Yeah, not have to pay to play.
The shop, but there is stuff there. The game itself has like multiple currencies so you can collect in the game, and there's lots of resource gathering, lots of different things to level up. But as to paying wise, it's only like cosmetics that you pay for. And I think whilst you can use those in a single player game, you can use probably be more interested in making use of them in the multiplayer side of it, because it's got the solo side of it where you just get to play through the story in the big open world, but then you can join up co-op with other players, or I think there is even some sort of light PvP in there as well if you want. So you want to show off your cosmetics in that side of it to other players, but that is it really. It's just cosmetic only monetization. So that side of it doesn't sound too bad, and I mean, since it's free to play, people can go into it and see what they think of that side of it anyway.
Yeah,
make their own decision. But graphically, it looks pretty decent. I think it's up there with some of the other more recent open worlds we've seen. Perhaps not as nice as Ghost of Yotei, which looks especially pretty. But this one does look very nice. So, looks interesting. Don't know if I'll get around to playing it. I think I've play far too many sort of similar type of open worlds in recent times,
Mm.
and filled up too many skill trees to want to do yet another one in another game. But so it looks interesting, a bit more to it than what I originally thought as well.
Okay. Azzavhar, what do you think to this?
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, my kind of main game, or like the games that I love a lot, is like dude with a sword fighting epic bosses.
Yeah.
And it kind of has the vibe of dude with a sword fighting epic bosses, which is cool. One thing that is a little bit concerning is like the trailer itself. Then, as far as I'm aware, like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think a lot of that trailer was like, you know, computer generated scenes as opposed to gameplay.
Yeah.
So it is tricky. I think with those types of games, like action combat games, are very difficult to make in terms of like, because if you think of like fast-paced combat, like you mentioned Ninja Gaiden 4 earlier, like that is a amazing example of like very fast-paced combat that works, and the hitboxes work, and it, you know, the hitboxes and the hurt boxes feel fair. When you take damage, it feels fair. When you deal damage, it feels fair. So getting that right is a very difficult skill to do. So because they don't really show a lot of gameplay, I'm like, is it good?
Yeah.
Is it gonna work? But I do have a soft spot for that type of game setting and fighting epic bosses with swords.
Okay.
So yeah, put me down. Would you say that the game is like trying to be like similar to Genshin Impact, like that type of game genre, or I don't know? You tell me.
Some similarities, I suppose. I mean, it's similar in the way it's monetized. It's free to play monetization. Similar in that regard.
Yeah, cool. Put me down for a 7 then on that one.
Okay, going for a 7. Kindred says it looks a bit Souls-like. It's got elements of that as well, but there's also rhythm game elements to it and card game elements, a bit like, you know, it just chucks a lot of different stuff in there. Is it a gacha? Says Ask
I don't
Danny.
think it's quite gacha in the same way that like Genshin is. I think there is like in the shop. I think there is some gacha stuff you can do in there, but it's not fully focused on that from what I read anyway.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at some scores. So, sorry, what did you say? Score? Did you say?
Put me, even though it's safe 7, I'm actually genuinely going for 7.
7. Okay, no, that's fine. No worries. Lacey's going for an 8.5. Danka going for a safe 7. Gozzo going for a safe 7. Danny says, I think it might suffer from comparison to similar theme paid games. I think it's a 6. iQuail, 6.5. Flame saying a 7. Kindred saying a 7. A lot of people going for 7s. Retro Shazar saying 8. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Folks, last chance. This is Where Winds Meet, which came out last Friday on PC, PS5, and it's free to play. If there are no more guesses, I can tell you that this didn't review as well as some expected, because they just said it's a nice idea, but there seems to be too many ideas in there, and it's not quite sure what it wants to be. And it got a 6.5 on average. So highs of 7s, lows of 6s. So straight down the middle there. 6.5 for that one. iQuail, congratulations. You got that right. Well done. Catherine says, I left a while ago. Sorry about that. That's okay. You've popped back and come and see us. Greatly appreciate it, Catherine. It's all good. So iQuail, we get Dave Johnson to give you a shout out, because it's a bit silly a mod getting his own shout out in it. So we'll get that done. Or I can do it for you. Let me know, iQuail, if it doesn't happen. But our final game of the night. This game came out yesterday on PC and Nintendo Switch. And this, again, is something a little bit different. This is called Four Strike.
The future is uncertain. We can only guess at even the next few seconds. But what if? What if there was a power that allowed you to predict how your actions would affect the world around you with perfect certainty? What if you could make as many predictions as you desired until you knew absolutely the path you must follow to achieve your goals? This is the world of Four Strike, an upcoming martial arts roguelite inspired by the legends of cinema, where every encounter is yours to control. Step into the role of you, a monastic warrior on a path to free the Emperor from the shackles of a powerful admiral's grip. The odds are against you, but you've trained in a secret technique, foresight. Using foresight, you play out each battle with zero consequences, as many times as you desire, allowing you to perfect your strategy before the actual fight ever happens. Combat in Four Strike is fluid, tactical, and most importantly, consistent. Whatever move you make, your opponents will always have the same response, allowing you to control their actions with your own. When you decide you're ready for the actual fight, take all that you have learned and implement it flawlessly. Because now, victory sends you on to the next encounter, but defeat ends your journey here. Yet the end of a journey is not the end of your story. Knowledge unlocked in your travels is retained, and with the right decisions, you may uncover the whereabouts of all 5 great masters. Each master gives you access to a unique martial arts school, determining the core principles of your fighting technique, chosen at the beginning of each journey. Between battles, visit inns to recover your health and purchase items. Challenge different masters to unlock techniques from their schools, and rescue traveling merchants for considerable rewards. The story of this land and its inhabitants will become known to you over the course of many journeys, with each master imparting their interpretation of events, and every victory bringing you closer to the truth. Become the ultimate martial arts master. Save the Emperor and liberate the realm. Four Strike. Win the fight before it begins. Wishlist now.
Ironically, the second game to be under Devolver, but obviously Devolver published this one. But Skeleton Crew Games made this game. But yeah, second Devolver game of the night on this one. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, I think the trailer explained pretty much everything you generally need to know.
Yeah,
I won't sort of retread the ground, but it looks like quite a cool martial arts roguelike game. I like the pixel art graphics to it. They look pretty cool, and I like the idea that you get to sort of practice the fight, as much as you want before committing to the proper version of it. So get to try and work out what the enemies are doing, the best way to fight them. If they're going to throw something, work your timing out so you can grab it and throw it back. And one thing that's quite cool as well, once you sort of won the fight, is I think it just let you sort of watch a replay of it. You can save the replay, you can share the replay to your friends. I think you can even share the fight with them as well, so they can have a go at it. Because since it's a roguelike, it's you're going to be generating new fights each time you do a run. So you might see a fight come up that your friends wouldn't, but you can share it with them, so they can have a go, see if they can do it better than you. So I think that side of it looks quite cool. Interesting idea for a roguelike.
Yeah, I quite like the look of this. It's almost like Sifu, but you can rehearse as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
So without actually dying or any consequences. So I quite like that. Azzavhar, what do you think to this one? Because it's got a retro style, but it feels like it's something quite new as well.
Yeah, I think that particular genre is very, very popular at the minute, isn't it? Everyone's doing the what's it classed as a rogue where you win a fight, pick a little upgrade, and then continue on. But yeah, it's very, very popular at the minute. I think they're just analyzing some of the stuff that was happening in the fights as well. Like from a developer perspective, they've done a really good job with specifically hit stop. So they use a tactic where if you land a punch, it actually freezes the game engine or slows it down for a fraction of a second, which makes the punch feel more punchy.
Yeah.
So I saw that they did a super good job of that. They've also got camera shake on there, which adds to that effect as well. But yeah, it looks good. I think if you're into that style of game, then it'll be a banger for sure.
Yeah.
My slight worry is that people are going to get burnt out on roguelikes and roguelikes because there's like a lot of them.
So many of them, really.
Yeah, we talk about every week that and
we've
Metroidvania.
seen so many.
We talk about nearly every week on the show.
So yeah, hopefully people don't get too tired of them and get burnt out on them. But yeah, I think it looks like a fun little game for sure. I would say put me down as a 7.5.
Okay, all right, 7.5. Let's see what the chat is saying. Let's have a look. So, John Union Cycle also says, I don't know about this one. 7.5. Lace, 7.5. Flame, saying a 7. Dave, what say you?
Oh, I'm going to try a 7.
Okay, going for a 7 as well. Retros are also saying a 7. Chat, get your scores in now. Gozzo saying a 7.5. So we're getting 7.5s. Kindred, a 7. Folks, get your scores in. This is 4 Strike, which came out yesterday on PC and Nintendo Switch. iQual saying 6.5. If there are no more guesses, I can tell you that for the final goal. Oh, Danny coming in with a 6.5 just in time. I can tell you that I'm always happy when this happens because obviously it's the last game of the night. But it means that we can definitely do a big shout out for our guest because this did get a 7.5.
Nice.
So well done. Azzavhar, congratulations for getting that right. We will do another shout out. Go check out all his socials. Go check out his channels. And more importantly, go check out his wonderful game that came out in August. Buy a copy because it's going to cost you less than 13 quid. And then write him a review because he needs those reviews, people. So do it for me. Do it for him. Do it for Dave. Make it happen, people. The links are in the chat. They're also pinned to the Twitch and YouTube chat. So there's no excuse not to click that link to go to the Steam store. So there you go. Also, let's say congratulations to Gozzo. Gozzo, well done. You've done quite a few this week. Lace as well. Well done. Well done. 7.5 as well there. Drawn Unicycle all the way over in Philly, over in America. 7.5 as well. Well done, mate, for getting that one right as well. Shout outs are going out to you. So there you go, folks. That is that. The only very quick thing we're going to quickly mention before we finish the show was that obviously the new Valve machine has been announced. The Steam machine, as they've called it, which is a brand new PC that plays Steam games without it being the whole PC thing. So without being a desktop, it is a machine that basically runs Steam games. Also, they've unveiled their new controllers. They unveiled new VR stuff. So they're going up against MetaQuest and all that. Phil Spencer's popped his head round the door from Microsoft and said, I welcome this. I like this. This is what we need. Now, he's probably said that because obviously Xbox have been banging on about the fact that they're going to do their new console, which is a hybrid console of a PC with a console that then plays Steam games. But then you could also end up playing PlayStation games because they're on the Steam store. So for him, I think this is an ideal thing. But he basically said he welcomes it. And he was basically saying some very, very nice things about it. We're not going to discuss it because I didn't think that was that much of an interesting because I don't really give a shit what Phil Spencer says these days. As far as I'm concerned, Microsoft have tarnished themselves over the last year. So at least we talk about them, the better. But the Steam machine is worth checking out. And I will say that our friends, formerly known as Retro Gaming Revival, now known as Total Video Gamers, those lads did a special stream on YouTube at 9 o'clock today covering all that. So do go check out their channel. If you want to find out all about that machine, you can go check it on their channel. And hopefully the lads will be back. Ollie, Phil? No. Ollie, Blunders and Tim will be back. I don't know who Phil is. It's because Kinja's just put Phil in chat. That's why I saw that. We'll hopefully be back on our show very, very soon. So, yeah, go check out their show that they broadcast live today. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our show. Thank you so much to wonderful Azzavhar for being on the show and stepping in at very short notice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Loads of fun. Thank you. Yeah.
And again, I'm going to say this again. It's there in the chat in Twitch. It's pinned to the Twitch chat. It's pinned to the YouTube chat. Click that link. Buy that game. It is fantastic. Go get it. Go play it. And leave those reviews. Leave those reviews.
I appreciate it.
When are we going to see you at Bristol VGE next in February? Is that the next event you're going to be at?
Yeah, I was thinking about popping down there for sure. Yeah.
Cool. Brilliant. Well, I look forward to seeing you there because I know I'm definitely going to be there for that one. As I missed Notts and Bristol this year just because I've got too much going on. But look forward to seeing everybody.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Be fantastic. Thank you as always to our co-host that knows the most, Mr. David Jones.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Thank you to all the mods as always for keeping an eye and keeping things moving. And thank you to every single person that's been in chat. Gozzo saying he will hopefully see you at the next Notts VGE, which they will probably, knowing Alex, will probably announce it after he's done Bristol. So, yeah, because I know he's got plans without me giving anything away. Thank you so much to all you lovely people in chat for being here and all the people who've been here first time. We are back with this show next week where our guests are Ash and Adam, who have made a game that you saw me play a demo of a couple of weeks ago, Existential Treads, which is a cool tower defense tank game, which comes out at the start of next year. So those guys will be on our show next week. Community night tomorrow night. We are playing Simpsons Fortnite. If you want to come and join us, and on another game that we talked about on the show a couple of weeks ago, didn't get a very good score with a 5 out of 10, but we're going to see if Recreation on Thursday night stream did deserve that 5 out of 10. Also, don't forget we are streaming and co-streaming the Golden Joystick Awards live at 4 p.m. on Thursday as well. So if you want to see some winners and the losers live at 4 p.m. So there you go. That is everything we're doing this week. Thank you so much for all your support. For those watching on YouTube, the stream will just end. And for those on Twitch, we're going to go raid somebody. So let's see who we can raid. My stream deck is actually loading up this time, which is wonderful. Normally I have to sit here and wait about an hour before as it does what it needs to do. Let's see. Let's go. Just scanning through. Oh, now this was someone. Let's just see what she's playing. Someone that actually followed us last week. What's she playing? A bit of No Man's Sky. We've never raided her before. So I thought this would be nice because she was watching, I think, when we did the birthday celebration show. So this is Lauren. Her channel is I Am Lauren. So we are going to go raid her. So go say hi. That raid will start when the end credits have ended. And that's kicking off. And all that. Oh, brilliant. Amanda, thank you. You are very welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone. All that leaves for me to say is, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you tomorrow at 8:30 on TikTok and Twitch for a bit of Simpsons Fortnite chaos. Come and join in. We're going to have loads of people playing, and we'll probably do some custom servers as well. So we'll see you then. From all of us, we'll do that thing where we wave at the camera until I press a button. Thank you so much.
Good
night.